YouTuber Spotlight, YouTuber Spotlight, YouTuber Spotlight, oh yeah! Hello guys, and welcome to our very first episode of YouTuber Spotlight. Today we'll be looking, as we will be in all our subsequent episodes of this series, at one YouTuber per episode. For our very first one, if we're going to do a YouTuber Spotlight, why not Zoidberg? JohnZoidberg1417 is the guy that we'll be looking at today. Before we have a little chat with John, we're going to look over his channel. That's right. Let's have a little look. What I want to actually highlight to you is what it was that attracted me to his channel and what made me want to share it with you. Two main things actually was the Daggerfall Let's Play, with the blind Daggerfall Let's Play. As you know, I really like Elder Scrolls games, and I also really like the old. I do have plenty of videos about how to get the games working. I have played the games myself, although I haven't completed Daggerfall. And the other one was, it's the Neverwinter Nights campaigns that he's played, and the Shadows of Undrentide. I do like a good Neverwinter Nights player, but it's also, I like the dungeon hack, because I really love old school dungeon crawlers, as you may be aware. That is what I like about Mr. Zoidberg. But what we really want to do is get into who Mr. Zoidberg is. So we've took some time to have a little chat with John. When we're ready, we'll have a little conversation. So greetings, Mr. Zoidberg, Mr. John Zoidberg, and thank you very much for taking the time to answer my questions. Hopefully to get some personality so that we can learn a little bit more about each other. The first lot of questions actually that I want to ask, so it's only three, but they're just to sort of get to know you on a little bit more of a personal level. The first question that I've got actually is, if you had three wishes, what would you wish for? Fire away.
Hi Sam. First off, let me just say I think it's great that you're doing this fun little project. Thanks so much for including me. Oh, and also, hello to all the denizens of the internet. Hope you're all doing well. If I had three wishes, that's kind of an iffy one, because the problem with wishes is always, once they come true, they're not really desirable anymore, so they stop being wishes the moment they come true. So I guess if I absolutely had to use three wishes, I'd wish for one random good thing, one random bad thing, and one random really weird thing to happen to me. Because that's kind of balanced, and at the very least it's going to give me something to talk about.
Right, okay. If you were stranded on a desert island, what three items would you take, and possibly why?
If I were stranded on a desert island, I guess the three items I would take would be a harpoon, for obvious reasons, a barrel of lemons, because of scurvy, people always underestimate that, and a book on animal pantomime, because if I'm stranded on a desert island, I might as well make myself the animal emperor of the island.
Right, okay. The harpoon would certainly keep them in order. Anyway, are there any games that you're dying to play?
There aren't really any games that I'm dying to play, because usually when I want to play a game, I just play it. Usually it's not like there's a game coming out or being announced that I'm just on the edge of my seat for, and oh my god, I have to play this game. Because I usually don't play games when they come out. I usually wait, at least a year. I think the only game I ever played just as soon as it came out was Majora's Mask, because I was just so in love with Ocarina of Time, Zelda that is, that I had to play it, so not really. I guess Oblivion. I have played it, just a little bit of it, but then I couldn't run it on my Mac. Just nothing works. I really want to play it. There's an Argonian stand-up comedian that I really want to play. I don't know why, but so far the best I could do was, when it comes to getting to run that game, the best I could do was getting the Russian version to run, and that was kind of fun. I do speak a bit of Russian, but it got too bizarre after about an hour and I just stopped it. So if I had to choose one game I'm dying to play, I guess that would be Oblivion.
Oblivion. If I was going to make a recommendation to you, though, I would say try doing the expansion Shivering Isles. I personally found that the more enjoyable of the main quests. It's up to you really to discover that for yourself. I want to talk a little bit more about you and your channel. So what inspired you to sort of get starting to make videos?
I guess what inspired me to make LP videos was simply watching LP videos, which started when a couple of years ago, I think 2 years ago, I just started getting really nostalgic about Morrowind, which is a game I couldn't play at the time on my Mac. So I didn't even know there was such a thing as Let's Play, so I started looking for gameplay videos and stumbled across some Let's Plays, some German and some English ones of Morrowind, and I just really fell in love with that idea, with this concept of entertainment, because it's, first of all, it's got a great community on YouTube, people watching and people making the videos, and it's really very friendly and supportive and just about fun. And what I also really liked about it was the do-it-yourself aspect of it. It's basically free entertainment that's contributed by people who are also recipients of that free entertainment. And it's just a very friendly way of making something for people to enjoy and also enjoying it yourself. Because I thought it was such fun, I thought I might as well try it myself. And I familiarized myself with audio and video recording, which I had no idea about before, which took about a week or two, I think. And I got over my horrible, horrible shyness and it worked really well. It was a lot of fun to make, and when more people started enjoying it, it just got even more fun. That's how that started, basically.
Okay, another thing I would ask is, are there any YouTubers that you really like, and if so, why?
There are a lot of YouTubers that I really like. If by YouTubers you mean simply people on YouTube, because most of the people who watch my videos and who comment on my channel, on my videos, are really, really nice people, and I met great persons over the duration of this channel so far. Really people that I came to think of as friends, more than just people who watch my videos. Really, I wouldn't know where to begin. There are just so many YouTubers that I like. Basically everybody who has something to do with my channel. If it comes to other LPers, I guess I'd say everybody who I'm subscribed to is definitely somebody who I like and whose videos I like. You could just take a look at my channel and look at my subscriptions, and these are people I really, really like and whose videos I like. I guess especially I'd like to, well, that's not really just like, that's more admire, would be My Name Is Not Lily, Todd.
Yeah, Todd, he is the man. I have a lot of admiration actually for him.
He makes amazingly immersive, technically perfect too, videos. Just like watching his videos is always headphones on, sink in. It's just a great experience and wonderful things he comes up with. And a great sense of humor, really kind person, on a personal level as well. And he's also doing a lot for the LP community. He's always being helpful. He was so with myself. He's helped me out a lot when I started to make this channel, and I've noticed that he does that with pretty much everybody who asks him for advice or support. And he's just really great guy, and that's somebody I think I'd definitely admire. When it comes to liking people on YouTube, a lot of people.
So, how do you choose what you want to cover?
The games I choose to make Let's Plays of are really just games that I want to play and that I think will come easy to me, in the sense of games that I know I won't have to force myself to play and record, but games that I know I look forward to. And that's kind of worked out in the past. Daggerfall's a bit of a specific issue here. I'm not always in the mood to play Daggerfall. It just takes a lot out of me, but it's still something I don't have to force myself. I just have to wait for the right moment. Yeah, basically I choose the games I want to play just by the games I want to play. When it comes to what I'm talking about while I record them, that's just what comes to mind, really. Except for the narration and role-playing bits that I do. These are usually planned, but that's also just things that come to me when I'm bored, usually, when I'm making up stories to entertain myself. But otherwise, I just try to get the topics to speak about from the game itself and from the situations, which is actually a good tip somebody gave me. I don't remember who. I think it was My Name Is Not Lily, actually, who said that if he has problems coming up with something to say, that he's just describing what happens, either through his own eyes or the eyes of his character. I think that was him. If I'm misquoting him, I'm sorry. But that's actually good advice, to just describe what's happening, and usually if you do that, it's just carrying you to something to talk about.
What's the nicest thing that someone has said to you about your videos, or to you, or through YouTube, of course?
The nicest thing somebody has said... A lot of people have said nice things. People, my viewers, and I can't thank them enough. They've been really supportive and friendly and nice. amazingly so. So I really wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know where to begin. Just from the beginning, everybody's been nice. I think the coolest thing somebody has said about my videos was just recently when somebody commented on a video of my Daggerfall LP, and he said that watching me go through those dungeons without any magic, like utility spells, recall, and levitate, and things like that, that it was like watching somebody perform black magic to program a VCR, bewildering and awesome. And I love that.
All right. I want to also talk now about your plans for the future, if you've got any plans for your channel, etc. So, I mean, the first thing is general plans for the future. I mean, what do you plan to do with your life?
My plans for the future, apart from the channel, I think at the moment involve mostly my dissertation and teaching. Those are things that are already happening, so I guess they're not really plans, they're things I'm focusing on right now. So I guess plans in the sense of finishing my dissertation and being a better teacher.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's really cool. And I suppose more specifically, in regards to your channel, what are your hopes for the channel?
When it comes to my channel, I definitely want to diversify it a bit more, because so far I've only played RPGs, really. BioWare games, obviously, and Elder Scrolls games. They're already diverse when it comes to how old they are. I think the newest game I've played, they're all pretty relatively old. The newest game I've played was Knights of the Old Republic, and the oldest game is either Daggerfall or Dungeon Hack. Relatively old games. But what I wanted to do was play more different things than RPGs. I think I really want to make an RPG of one of the Heroes of Might and Magic games, but I really enjoyed the hell out of that game. And I definitely, at some point, if I get it to run on an emulator and can play it somewhat viably, Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's definitely something I want to do at some point. And I also want to play some, I don't know, some adventure games, maybe some other older DOS games. I want to diversify my channel a bit, and I definitely want to make more Let's Plays that focus on Guthith and Gallant, my two characters. One from BioWare games and one that I'm playing in Daggerfall, because I like those. I'm not saying that they're particularly well-made characters, but I got a feeling I got to know them and they're fun to play as.
Okay. Now, one thing that a lot of people who are content producers have to deal with are sort of the negative side of putting yourself out there. And I don't think everybody understands or appreciates that you're exposing yourself to an awful element in society. So I want to talk to you if you've had any experience with that.
I guess there are a lot of idiots on the internet in general and on YouTube in particular. As I said before, people have been really nice, and I think the LP community on YouTube is in general it's just a really nice one and supportive one. Most of all the Voltron Army guys. So there's not really a lot of dicks out there in that regard. There was one guy who watched the first couple of videos of each of my Let's Plays and kept commenting on how much the games suck. He was just talking about the games, not directly about me, although it was always implied, so I just let him be. I didn't really understand it, why he kept ranting, why he kept watching videos of games that he hated. But at some point he just got really offensive and I just blocked him. It's the only person I blocked, but he was really asking for it. But that's not really a problem. In almost a year now I've had this channel, nobody's, except for this guy, has really been an issue. Everybody's been really nice.
And have you ever felt like stopping or giving up? And if you have, why?
No, I've never felt like stopping or giving up, because this is a hobby and I'm not doing this to achieve anything. I'm doing this because it's fun, and I guess I'll just stop if I stop having fun with it. But I don't see that happening in the near future. Not really. It's not a lot of stress, and it's fun, and it's a hobby, and I see no reason to stop it.
What is the meanest thing that someone said to you or about your videos? You don't need to name names or say who they were.
I guess the meanest thing somebody has said to me about my videos, that was the guy I mentioned before, who I blocked eventually. He didn't directly insult me, but what led me to block him was that at some point he just started ranting about a fellow Let's Player, a friend of mine, and just started randomly insulting him for some reason. I'm not going to delve into that, because honestly I don't think he deserves the attention, not the LP, but the guy was. I just blocked him because that was just a dick move, but apart from that, as I said, I think the people who don't like my videos just don't watch them, which is fine by me. That's how it should be.
Okay, let's move on to a light-hearted game. Strange, ambiguous, binary questions. So I'm going to shoot off to you a series of binary questions, and you have to answer either one or the other. That's just the way that it works. I'm sorry. It's like a moral dilemma, but not a dilemma. Well, it's not moral. So, snow or sand?
Sand. Definitely sand.
PC or console?
PC. Although I was madly in love with my N64 console when I was a kid. But I guess, no, not really PC, because I'm on a Mac, so neither. So if it's strictly PC or console, then console. If it's just computer or console, then computer.
Google or Bing?
Google, because they're probably monitoring this and they're going to be our overlords anyway, so I might as well be on the winning side from the get-go. All hail to the Google overlords.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone or Android? Neither. I hate it when phones are smarter than me.
Up or down?
Up, I guess. Although I tend to look down when I'm taking walks and walking around. So let's say down.
Night owl or early bird?
Definitely night owl. It's not that I have a huge problem getting up early. It's just that in general, I tend to like nights more than the early parts of days. Mornings are just boring, generally. So, night owl.
Pirates or zombies?
Pirates, matey! Definitely pirates.
And last but not least, probably is my personal favourite, objective or subjective?
Subjective. Because solipsism rocks, you figment of my imagination, you.
Alright.
Platypus.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Zoidberg. I very much appreciate it.
I'm not talking to you anymore. This conversation is over.
That's not what I expected from someone as friendly as you are, Mr. Zoidberg.
Oh yeah? Well, your mom's fat and ugly.
And so ended our interview. It's all fun and games, as you know. Make sure you check out Mr. Zoidberg's channel. Make sure you go say hello to him and thank him for the time that he's took to spend to have a little chat with us. If you like what he's got, subscribe to him. And I'm pretty sure he would very much appreciate that. And when we come back, we'll have another YouTuber to have a little look at, another YouTuber to have a little chat with, a YouTuber that we can get to know just that little bit better. So until then, guys, until next time, stay safe, take care of yourself, and goodbye.